Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. We are here with another episode of the Sandman episode 2. Last time on the Sandman, Morpheus is back after 100 years of captivity. He's finally been released. We started the story off in 1917, and while I didn't talk a whole lot about him at the in my discussion in the last episode, I think we can all agree that the making of a good protagonist and a series overall can in large part depend on a good villain. And I'm not sure where the Corinthian falls just yet because we haven't got a whole lot of him, but we did see what he did in the first episode. I'm assuming gouging out his victim's eyes, and he does have teeth for eyes. So the first shot we got of him was blood dripping down. Is he eating their eyes? I'm assuming that is what is happening. I know Neil Gaiman's imagination can be wild. So that's where my mind immediately went to. That he's eating his victim's eyes with his mouth eyes. So I have huge expectations for the Corinthian. He certainly seems very enthusiastic about his job and remaking the world, as he says, in his image. As I said, a good villain is going to be integral to the story, so I'm curious to see how that interaction works with the Sandman, especially since the Sandman, from what we've gathered, created him. I'm not sure for what purpose. The Corinthian himself had mentioned it in the last episode. Is this not why you created me? So I do wonder whether it's going to be one of those situations where these are gods, and in order to form some kind of balance, yes, they give you these dreams, to keep you sedated, but to keep humanity in check, they also create these nightmares, to instill fear and so on. So I do wonder if it's sort of a check and balance sort of thing where one can't exist without the other. And the Corinthian is going to be, a necessity. So I'm curious to see where they take the villain in this arc. I absolutely love the last episode. I can't wait to check out episode 2. So let's check it out.
Sometime after you left,
Okay.
all the
Nice of you.
books in the
Could have,
library became
kind of
bound volumes of
kept the place up.
The next day, the whole library was gone.
I guess the world, this world needs him as much as he needs it. That's her name? Lucian? At least that's one. Someone stayed behind. Have faith, Morpheus. Oh, let's see what you can do. Will it be that easy? Yeah, he's struggling. Yeah, I didn't think so.
You need rest, my lord.
I am wondering.
Perhaps a bit more rest,
Food
and
he
then
eats?
you'll be back at full strength.
I'm wondering if it's a case where his power relies on
your tools.
My sand. My helm.
Okay.
My ruby.
I was wondering whether or not his
What
power is
happened?
reliant
They were
on
taken from me.
humans dreaming, but I guess not. So he's not as powerful without his tools. Interesting. Oh, is this the... No, she would be much older, right? Alex's stepmom, but she'd be a lot older, I think. Yeah, definitely not her. Her son would be alive though. And very paranoid from the looks of it. Cameras everywhere.
Quite the place you got here, Ethel.
Yeah. Sneaky little bastard. Oh, it is
Done a very
her.
good job of convincing people Ethel Cripps doesn't exist.
Oh right. She's had the
Apparently
stone, so she's kept herself alive.
Do you remember the being Roderick Burgess
Yeah.
caged in his
I forgot the
place?
stone was supposed to grant eternal life though, but she has
King of
aged.
Dreams?
You're one of his.
I'm my own man now.
It's a good question.
Maybe. I never did anything to him.
Oh, you did
You
know it.
have his stuff, Ethel.
You stole from him.
Well, I am curious as to why the Corinthian doesn't try to. I don't know. Perhaps he can't kill Dream himself, or capture him himself. He did seem powerless before him in their first encounter.
Perhaps just this once you could ask one of your siblings
Ah,
for help.
I am quite sure they know.
yeah. I mean, that would have been quite obvious at this point. They didn't lift a
Not
finger
one
to
of
try
them
to
kept
aid
away.
him.
The fates aren't cheap, you know. They cost a bloody fortune.
Why is he so weakened though? I am. And actually looks pretty good. Oh, who's a good boy?
Are you sure?
He understands it.
Good boy, Gregory. Good God, boy.
Are these some of the residents of Dream's world?
Abel,
Cain and Abel. Okay.
Lord Morpheus, you've come back at last.
Competitive brothers.
What is it?
for the sake of the dreaming, I must take back a gift I gave you long ago.
Yes, my lord. What's ours is yours.
Not the dragon,
Anything
is it?
at all.
I hope it's not the dragon. Starting to look like it's the dragon.
Surely there's another way.
Aww.
I wish there.
This is sad.
Answer is no.
I have not come here to ask you.
I mean, he
I've come
created
to
it.
ask Gregory.
Yeah, Gregory seems quite capable of understanding it himself. I mean, I understand that they're angry, but it's not as though he just up and abandoned them. You know, he was taken.
You serve this
I mean, once he's
kingdom
gotten
with
his,
great-
you know, all his powers back, just maybe he can recreate him.
He will be missed.
Bye, Gregory. We only just met you and you're already leaving us. Is that going to be enough though? I mean, I hope it is, so that he doesn't have to absorb anything else, you know, but...
Come, Lucian. We have work to do.
Luck, my lord.
Simpering suck up.
Oh, come on, don't be like... What the hell? What have you done? Can no one be trusted?
Why are you here?
Let's see if we can help each other. Make him go
See if
away.
she's figured that out.
Good this time.
You want me to kill the King of Dreams?
I guess his tools have that power. The last guy he trusted died. I mean, if she's still alive, she must have
The
used
son of
one of the
Roderick
tools,
Burgess.
you know? Because she was much older than Alex
I'll
at
ask you
the
one more
time. Well, not much
Yes,
older,
I'm
but she was certainly older, and
Where are the tools?
she doesn't look older than Alex is at this point. Oh, I hope that works. Ooh, imagery looks terrifying. Okay.
You were right, Lucia. The dreams and nightmares no longer seem to recognize them.
They're fighting him.
One meets the fates at a crossroads. I find one in the dreams of a Cambodian farmer.
Oh, so he can still access dreams across different timelines.
Currents are stronger and faster than I remember. I have to focus. Open my eyes and see what the fates require.
Let's hope it's enough.
Lord Morpheus, dream of the endless. Summon the Hecate.
Oh, okay.
Morpheus.
It's only been 100 years, guys. You guys are. I imagine these are all immortals, you know. So something like 100 years shouldn't mean as much to them, but clearly it does, since they have a short memory.
Like you helped us against Cersei.
Cersei's old business.
And a shorter
Sister
sense
Sal.
of
And
loyalty.
he did bring nice stuff.
You may ask us 3 questions.
Ugh. Like, this is what Lucian meant. They talk in riddles. Why are you giving me 3 different answers?
Leather pouch filled with sand.
Ah.
Where is it?
It was sold in London. Last purchased by a magic user called Joanna Constantine.
Constantine. Yeah. I know that name.
What happened to it?
It was traded away to a demon.
In exchange for what
For
exactly?
the amulet of protection.
Okay. Oh, one question.
Last question. My ruby.
Are they switching places?
Who holds it now?
Your gem was passed from a mother to a son.
Where are they now?
All right. Jeez. At least you got a lead. Oh. So he is alive. So they can't really die. It's still a shitty thing to do, though. I mean, I'm assuming they're brothers by virtue of their name. Is that Egg Gregory? Or reborn? I hope.
The only way a woman can be successful is by using magic. Supernatural and sexist.
All women know you. Yes, that's exactly what you did.
Kept you from looking all right.
Ah, so she did use a stone. That means at a point she decided to maybe give it to her son so that
John
he could benefit from
ruby
it.
from me. And then the ruby took John.
I don't believe her.
Where is it
Took him
now?
what do you mean?
I don't know. Don't want to know.
You're lying.
Yeah, I don't believe her.
Your eyes will tell me everything. Every thought. Every feeling.
I'll regret this, I promise. Need dreams tools. I have my own.
Oh. Ah, interesting. Yeah, the face did say she traded traded the mask for the stone. Although somehow I don't think that's the last we've seen of Corinthian. Oh, so this is a common occurrence?
Kate, look! It's a baby gargoyle.
Or is it Gregory?
Buy us off with a baby gargoyle.
Or he feels just as bad about losing Gregory as we do.
Aw. Let's stop murdering me, Keen.
Well, names
I mean, Gregory wasn't great
always
either.
begin with a G.
Okay.
Gormagon, Gladstone, Ganymede.
All right then. Gerving.
Hey, there you go.
Doesn't have to be Gerving. It can be a Goldie. Goldie's.
That's, oh my god. Kane needs to relax. Well, she certainly has used the tools to her advantage.
Hey, Sam.
Hey, Jackie.
Seems to have amassed
Thank you, Jackie.
a lot of wealth.
Hello, Mum.
Oh. This is the actor from Harry Potter, the
We
werewolf.
need to talk about the ruby.
So she was lying. Yeah, while he's imprisoned. Although at this point I don't
Where
trust
you're off
either.
to,
of
sire?
London.
Did you not just spend the last 100 years there?
you. Yeah, he does need to retrieve his
Sorry.
tools.
Why London?
The sand was sold.
Yeah, Demon took it.
You grant me one favor before you go. Take a raven with you.
No more ravens.
If not for you, then for me.
Doesn't want to get close to another one.
I do not need a minder.
Yeah, you did go missing.
I am dreaming
Get
of
some
the
help.
endless.
Yes, and dream of the endless always has a raven.
Jessamine was the last.
Come on, man, your pride.
Constantine is anything like her ancestors. She will serve me well enough. She is only human.
I don't think anyone has ever said that about a Constantine. Yeah, he's underestimating humans. He called Roderick an amateur magus, and
What could possibly go wrong?
he still captured it. So clearly humans are capable of doing these things, you know. Oh, okay. I didn't think that was the last we've seen of him. Yeah, but he needs to stop seeing humans as, you know, defenseless or, you know, powerless. They are certainly capable with the right tools. Oh, okay. Damn it, they just missed each other.
Well then, I better get a move on.
Where are you going?
Back to the waking world. To freedom. Just try sometime.
Dreams and nightmares do not belong in the waking world.
Oh, it turns out I fit right in.
No.
He cares about himself. His kingdom. Well, he can have it. 'Cause I am leaving, and I am never coming back.
He
We'll
will
see.
come after you.
Well, then if he does, he won't be coming back either. Can't change him. Can't
I
save
mean, he
him
says
either.
Dream only cares about his world, but that's his job. Alright, another fantastic episode of the Sandman episode 2. You know, it's interesting. I didn't expect a whole lot of humor in this series because it's Neil Gaiman and it tends to move towards the darker side of things. But I do have to say that, you know, the introduction of Cain and Abel is pretty hilarious. Very dark, but still funny. I mean, if you are familiar with the story, you know it does end in tragedy. And so I guess it's an interesting spin on it, where they're kind of in this dream world. They're cursed to repeat that cycle over and over and over again. If only Kane could learn to be a better brother. Sadly we lost Gregory, but Gregory understood, for the sake of the entire realm, his sacrifice was necessary. So R.I.P. Gregory. We will miss you. Loved you for the short period that we did know you, man. So Gregory is out, but and I was thinking that Dream would have been able to recreate him later on, but I guess he couldn't. So he did the next best thing, which was to try to give them something else. It's the least he could do. Although I think their anger is Kane's anger is a bit misplaced, because it's not as though Dream ran off. He was taken. So we were introduced to a lot of characters this episode. Joanna Constantine, of course, and they did mention, or at least Morpheus mentioned, that he knew of a Constantine 300 years ago. I'm assuming that's supposed to be John. And I know for rights issues they weren't able to use John Constantine for this series, which is unfortunate. But and I'm not familiar with the actress for Joanna Constantine, but I'm sure she'll be a delight if she's written well enough. So I'm interested to see a bit more of that character. We also we met the Fates first off, who, as Lucian mentioned, not very helpful. Well, they were helpful, but not as helpful as they could have been. And they conveniently, it was 3 of them, and he needed to know the location of 3 items. And so he now knows where, well, not exactly, but he knows the general location of where each item actually is. Of course, Ethel is still alive, and her son John, she seems to have managed to keep, and I'm wondering, I think it's a stone that gives them immortality, right? Or eternal life, or something to that effect. Clearly she used the stone to keep herself alive, but she has aged, which means she's not using the stone anymore. She did say John took the stone. So I'm wondering what happened to it, because John has aged himself, so I think that's around the right age that he would be, based on where we started this timeline. So if he did take the stone, he's not using it to remain young. So I'm curious to know what the story is there between mother and son. She seems to have, she seemed to be taking advantage of the tools that she stole, and understandably, given the period that she was in and the situation that she found herself in. But now I do wonder whether she has gone full on villain, in terms of what she wants to accomplish. They didn't show much or say much about the company that she's running, but and the impression I'm getting is that she grew to be corrupted by the tools in some way. So that will certainly be interesting. I think with Corinthian, a bit of more than he could chew in this episode, and he got sent back to the dream world. Unfortunately, Morpheus had already left. But even if Morpheus was there, I'm not sure he could have kept him there, given his weak state at the moment, So I think at the moment the Corinthian is, a bit too powerful. But it'll be interesting to see where exactly, when they do cross paths again, how exactly things turn out. I don't think it'll go the same way it went in the first episode, where he was groveling. But once Morpheus gets his tools back, and they didn't say much about how his powers work. I understand he needs the tools to perform certain things, but I'm not clear on why he became weakened in his state, to the point where he can't recreate the dream world. They didn't give too much information on that. I had assumed initially that perhaps he draws power from the dreams, and to a degree he seems to be able to do that. We did see a few scenes where he utilized other people's dreams to get the offerings for the fates. So he can use other people's dreams, but I'm not sure why he became weakened. Unless it is a case where, yeah, he, or maybe a combination of things, the realm going into decay, plus, you know, him not having access to dreams for that long, that may have weakened him. So I'm curious to know a bit more about that. Yeah. So I mean, the entirety of the episode, and I know people, as I mentioned this in the last episode before, that people might consider this to be a slow series because it doesn't have, because it's dialogue heavy and doesn't have a lot of action and so on. But you know, if it is, and I've been trying to recommend this to everyone I possibly can, so that you know we can get as many eyes on this and as many people watching this, because if you are someone who loves story and dialogue, I think this is something that you really enjoy. So I'm already really fascinated by the entire world of the Sandman, and I can't wait to see what else they have to offer. They did mention the other Endless at the very start of this, so Dream seemed a bit hesitant to reach out to them for help. So clearly the siblings aren't as close. They are aware of each other, but they remain in their individual realms, and they don't try to interfere with the other. But he's right, none of them came to his aid. And I was curious why, because Death, for example, someone did die in, the man the Magus that captured him died in front of Dream. So I would assume Death would have been able to locate him, or come to claim the Magus and see Dream there, and chose to not help him. So I don't know if maybe I'm reading too much into that, or if they'll revisit why that happened. But I'm definitely interested to see more of the other siblings, specifically Death. And Death, Desire, and what was the other? Destiny. Death, Desire, and Destiny. So yeah, all around another great episode, guys. Be sure to post down below, let me know what your thoughts are on this episode of Constantine. Remember to hit that like and subscribe button if you want to support the channel, and I'll see you for the next one.